good sports though. I don't know if I can get our next time.
Alright. Tēnā koutou katoa, welcome to the Petone Recreational Ground for this round 3 match between the unbeaten Petone and Oriental-Rongotai. Petone, the first round, beat OBU 19 points to 10 and also beat up at home last week, 36 points to 15. Gusty conditions here this afternoon in the capital city. It's a sunny day, but the winds are pretty powerful indeed, so they will definitely favour the team has got to play with the wind behind their back. Oriental-Rongotai played up a hut in the first round, winning 29 points to 20. And then last weekend, they were 15-6 ahead of Marist St. Pat's with 20 minutes to go. And they end up losing 15 points to 23. Let's have a look at the two rosters for today. Let's start with the home side. Petone, fullback is Harry Godfrey. The wings are Ben Brooking in his 50th game. And 11 is Sam Blackburn. The midfield is Riley Higgins and Lester Maholo. First 5 is Khan Green. 9 is Logan Henry. 8 is Samuel Tanesi. 7 is the captain, Jacob Gooch. 6 is Bradley Pritchard. And the locks, Jack Ross in his 100th game today for the club, a special occasion for him. And Ta'amilo Va'a. And the front row is Alapati Soki. Hooker is Zek Sopawanga. And free is Yona Apaneru. For Oriental-Rongotai, fullback is Grayson Whitman. The wings are Ethan Webster Nonu and Pose Tui Leipa. The midfield is Stephen Va'a and Ruben Va'a. 10 is Jake Hamlin. 9 is Declan Hay. 8 is Siosi Lavere. 7 is Sionu Halaleo. 6 is Pateli Pawasa. In the locks are Samson Alimawana and Malachi Tia. In the front row is Connor Lemon, Pinelli Pawasa and Fetu Henry. Both teams today are playing for the Jimmy Brown Memorial Trophy. Brown was a legend of the Petone Rugby Club and also Wellington Rugby. Passed away in the early 2000s. As well as this trophy, the Man of the Match Award for the Jubilee Cup is also named after Jim Brown. So a great legacy continuing on here today at the Petone Recreational Ground. Petone founded in 1885, currently third on the table. And Oriental-Rongotai founded in 1968. 8th on the table. It's a merger of the Rongotai College Old Boys and the Oriental-Rongotai Club. Now the wind has grown in great strength within the last half hour. This broadcast is on Huddy Sports YouTube. You can find the link on our Instagram and Facebook as the noise level from the away team awakens. As Oriental-Rongotai prepare to enter the fray. Last year, these two teams met in the Swindale Shield, and it was Oriental-Rongotai at the polo ground that came up as victors, 15 points to 13. Even honours split over the last few seasons, but at the start of the 2010s, there was a very dominant time for the Oriental-Rongotai side. And this Petone side in particular, watch out for the very quick and powerful Logan Henry, the halfback. Not only is he fast with the ball in hand, well, practices a mentorship to Aaron Smith at Matawa too, but he also can kick goals. And so speaking of that, with today, with this northerly wind, it's going to be important as here comes Peteli Pawasa with Fetu Henry behind him, leading out the Magpies onto the Petone Recreational Ground. And here's Jack Ross in jersey 5 in his 100th game this afternoon. His father Dion has played as a former coach of the Petone side. And what an honour to see his son run out for his 100th game. Ben Brooking, of course, also playing his 50th today, a Blazer game. He's a product of St. Bernard's College. And even though he's playing on the wing today, he's played a few games at fullback, but his early premier career for Petone actually was at halfback. Our officials today, referee is Jack Sargentina. in his 36th game. Referee the Jubilee Cup final last year. Product of Wellington College. And works for Kiwiwao as a product development and loyalty specialist. And his able assistants this afternoon are John Bellinghall and police officer Monique Daly. Khan Green, sporting Aaron Seagull style haircut, will be kicking into this strong northerly breeze. And the match is underway. And Khan Green kicks that ball, and it curves, and it sails, and it goes into that 2-metre mark. So that wind this afternoon, we're going to see some rather interesting patterns of the ball at hand. So it'll be Oriental-Rongotai line out, the eastern side of Petone Recreational Ground. And it will be Pinelli Pawasa, the twin brother of Patelli, to feed the line out. And referee Sargentina wanting the line out reset. Good take by Malachi Tia in the line out. Petone very quick over the ball, but the Magpies have enough numbers. Fetu Henry calling for support. All out to Pawasa. Pass once into the tackle of Tunisi. Held up well as Hay goes a high errant pass. Has been picked up by Petone. And that is Ben Brooking charging forward. Henry. Oh, look at that curve of the ball. That defies the laws of physics. And good tidy up by Harry Godfrey, product of Whanganui Collegiate. And he travels up close to halfway. Henry surveying his options, but it's a penalty. First for the afternoon, and it's holding on. Declan Hay last Saturday was playing at fly half for the Magpies, with Isaac Bracewell now playing his trade up in the Hawke's Bay or Havelock North. He moves back to the halfback position. And Jake Hamelin comes off the bench in the first 5 jersey. Both of them products of St. Pat's Town. Speaking about school numbers, there are 12 St. Pat's Town Old Boys playing in this game. 5 from Rongotai, 5 from Hibs, and 4 from Silverstream, as well as 3 from Scots. Apanero, former flanker turned tight head prop. Henry this time going for the smaller pass. A bit of a juggle there by Tanisi, but Petone keep the ball in hand. Green offloads it to Sopawanga. Back to Green. Midfield for Mahalo. Green again. Finds Higgins. Higgins looks for the offload to Blackburn. And they're just trying to move the Magpies defence around. Henry again. Godfrey. Centre field to Halapati Soki. And Maulolo again. Centre field. Va'a. It's good patient build up here from Petone. And Khan Green going into the high tackle of Stephen Va'a and brought down. 5 in from the grandstand side of Petone Recreational Ground. Henry surveys options. Wrapped up quickly again by Ruben Va'a this time. And it's a counteract from Oris, but Petone managed to get the ball out in time. Apanero goes for an offload, and Zopawaga wasn't expecting it, and so the Magpies have the ball. But there were 2 knock-ons there. And so it's going to be the first scrum of the afternoon. Oriental-Rongotai to feed the ball. And joining us in co-commentary this afternoon is Level 2 referee Ollie Mickey, well acquainted to the Petone faithful out here. Now Ollie, scrum time. Interesting thing this year, Ollie, new scrum laws and domestic safety. Tell us about those.
Good afternoon, Brad. Yeah, so we're playing a rule that college boys will be familiar with. There's a 1.5 metre push limit at scrum time. And also if the scrum started and there's a reset and no team infringed, we're going to give the feeding team the option of a free kick or an uncontested scrum.
Very interesting, and there'll be some others as well, but it's a knock on. But took his eyes off the ball, and here goes Henry! 5 inside Oriental-Rongotai's half, advantage being played, not rolling away. Will be the impending penalty if needed. Godfrey darts through over the 10 metre mark. Petone playing under advantage, Japaneru. Poor pushes out the tackle of Ali Moana. Some really physicality in this game. Higgins, but then that time Ross actually couldn't get the ball. The wind blowed it back, but we're coming back for the penalty. Not rolling away is the call. Being Easter weekend, it appears Petone's got a new mascot. It's a big giant bunny rabbit. You may see it on the camera during the broadcast. No, Ollie Mickey all knows about lollipop men. Ollie, tell us about yesterday. Why did you look like a man that pulls out the lollipop sign at Road Patrol?
Had a little bit of an issue with refereeing numbers at Silverstream against Fielding yesterday, so I went on to replace one of the assistant referees and was given a bright orange Hivers vest to wear, so it was just like doing Road Patrol at primary school.
Certainly is, as we have time off here, is Logan Henry being attended to. Tony can't afford to lose Henry. Do have an able replacement on the bench in Cam Ferreira. They started quite regularly for Petone last year, while Logan Henry was in the Manawa too. Henry, of course, one game under his belt for the Hurricanes against the Highlanders, and he scored on debut as well, so a fantastic performance by Logan Henry. Well, Ollie, you've come in from Wellington. You came to watch this game, and of course, you refereed a game today. Tell us about your game that you had.
Yes, I had Rongotai against Wellington College first 15 in a pre-season match with the wind on the backfields at Rongotai College, and a really good game. Wellington College taking it out 36-25, but Rongotai also showing a lot of promise. Just little things that they'll need to change before season kicks off at the start of term 2 in May.
And yesterday, St. Pat's Silverstream played their first pre-season game against Fielding High School. They ended up losing that game, but there was a smorgasbord of players to choose from for both teams. Henry feeds the scrum. This is a good shove by Oriental-Rongotai, but it's a penalty. Lezo was not keeping straight was the call. Quick tap by Petone. Godfrey again looking to be a real menace. And Lester Balolo offloads it to Sopawanga, enters the 22. And there's a knock on. So, Oriental-Rongotai with a scrum inside their 22. That time there, Ollie, Oriental-Rongotai definitely over the Petone scrum, particularly when you got the ever-experienced Fetu Henry in there. But tell us about what they were penalised for in detail there.
Yeah, so it looked like Jack was penalising the Ori's loose head for sort of closed off space and coming in from the side and disrupting Petone ball. So you've got to make sure you're pushing square and straight to get rewarded for the dominance that Ori's clearly had at that scrum.
Excellent inspirations there about Ollie Mickey. I don't know if he's ever been in the experienced front row action in a scrum.
Been once.
Been once. He has been one uncontested apparently, and he got a cauliflower ear from it. Carr Green tries to get that errant ball that's been affected by the wind, but he's got Godfrey there to help tidy up. Godfrey offloads to Blackburn. And Ori's very quick over the ball, but Petone get enough numbers back in time. Green off to Ross, the Centurion. They've got Gooch in support. Henry again. Finds Pritchard. Pritchard. Strong presence from St. Bernard's College. Brad Pritchard. Father Brent is a fireman. And so is Brad too. And it's a penalty for the Magpies. holding on is the call, and with the wind behind them, you would envisage they possibly might go for the points here, but they don't necessarily have a kicker, as we saw last week.
No, and they've selected to go for the shot. Definitely this strong northerly behind them will help, and certainly Auries will be looking to put as many points on the board as they can in this first half before they have to play into it in the second.
Be Declan Hay stepping forward. If it was a still day like the game we broadcast on Thursday night at Fraser Park, this kick probably would have sailed over. But with this rather eccentric wind here, northerly wind here in the Hutt Valley, anything's possible. This ground was the scene for when Oriental-Rongotai won their Jubilee Cup in 2011, and that's a successful conversion. So the Magpies are ahead, 3 points to 0. In 2011, Ori's played Norths in the Jubilee Cup final, and it was a perfect day until a southerly came in from the south and changed the conditions, and there was a horrendous northerly. Ori's went for a penalty kick, and the wind curved it around. Norths couldn't get hold of it, and Ori's ended up scoring a try. So stranger things have happened at the Petone recreational ground on a fine and often windy day. Restart underway. This time Khan Green, instead of going for the high Gary Owen restart, has gone for the flat pigeon kick. There's the Oriental-Rongotai forwards. Keep the ball safe. Hay with a good box kick. But Godfrey, good under the ball. Manages to get around, offloads it to Higgins. Watch out for the danger man. That's Riley Higgins. He's bunt off one. He bunts off Green. Here he goes. He's going to go all the way. A 55-metre run by Riley Higgins. Riley Higgins with an outstanding fend to strike back and put Petone in the lead, Ollie.
Solid brilliance there from Riley Higgins. I've been fortunate enough to see him do that refereeing when he was playing for Silverstream a few years ago, and he's carrying that over into Petone in the last 3 rounds of the Swindale Shield, and that's certainly a benefit while he's with them. Obviously a member of the Hurricanes under-20 side, along with Peter Larkai and Harry Godfrey as well. So Petone got some great young players coming through the ranks.
Harry Godfrey came from that box kick from Hay, and he was able to pick up and run it forward and pass it off to Higgins. And Higgins just travelled 55 metres, pushed off 2 players. The conversion from Green is successful. So the score now is 7 points to 3. Riley Higgins, product of St Patrick's College Silverstream. Dog's not happy with that announcement. As well as being in the Hurricanes squad, he's also in the 20s system. He's also been in New Zealand secondary schools. It's his 12th try at the Petone colours. You're seeing a real talent out there this afternoon. His brother Keenan played for Norths for a number of years and was part of the Hawke's Bay Magpies NPC squad last year was Keenan. So no doubt, look to see, and later in the season, all going well. Riley Higgins probably in the Wellington Lions. And who knows after that. Good line out by Oriental-Rongotai. 5 out from Petone's 22. Southern end of Petone recreational ground. Another advantage being played by referee Sargentina. The Ori's decide to keep it tight in their forwards. They did that well for 60 minutes last weekend against Marist St Pat's. And one effective weapon for Oriental-Rongotai is when they get on the 22, get a penalty, they often kick to touch and set up a maul. And they scored 3 tries like that, Ollie, last week. Oriental-Rongotai from a line-out drive close to the line. It appears we have time off here at the moment, Ollie. There's referee Ballingall and Sargentina consult. Possible off the ball incident.
Quite possibly, yes. Obviously, assistant referee John Ballingall has spotted something that he's informing referee Sargentina about, so we'll await to see what the outcome of that is.
Appears to be Kalapati Soki in his 57th game that has been called over by referee Sargentina. And it appears there'll be no further sanction. Or just a general warning given to Jay Guchenko. So a penalty, and here we go, Ollie. This is where Oris like to set up their danger weapon, all going to plan. A 10 out from the line. They scored 3 tries from it last weekend. Are they going to do the same here at Petone Recreational Ground? Good take by Tia. And they set up that drive, and Petone get numbers there to try and slow it down, but those big legs get going. And off the back goes Oriental-Rongotai through Siosi Lavia. And Lavia supported by Pawasa. 5 away from the line now. Halaleo. As pick and goes. Their effective weapon once they get close to that line. Lemon there, waiting. Supports Henry. But it's a turnover. Excellent work, and that appears to be Brad Pritchard that has managed to smuggle that ball out. Higgins decides to run. Higgins brushes off Halaleo, offloads it in, but it's been picked up well. That time there by Va'a. And Petone 5 out from their 22. Sopawanga. Ball comes back to Apaniru. Quick juggle. So Oriental-Rongotai with a good opportunity to strike back, but Pritchard with the turnover disrupted it. Now Oris have got the ball back. Hamlin takes it forward into the tackle of Tonisi. Pawasa been on a strong tackle. 15.5 minutes gone on the first half. 7 points to 3. Petone over the Magpies. And it's another penalty. And it's been tapped quickly by Pinelli Pawasa in his 70th game for the Magpies this afternoon. Hamlin, they stretch it out wide. Ruben Va'a. And Petone hold him up. Gooch and Ross. But the call to release has been made by referee Sargentina. Lavia met by Ross in the tackle. Opportunity here. It's a low errant pass, but it's been picked up by Tia. And Halaleo, who scored a try last week against Mara St. Pat's. And now he's scored another one. And Oris back in the lead, 8-7, with the conversion to come. Ollie, you've got Tribe open on your phone. Tell us about some of the other scores around the grounds at the moment.
So we've got scores for 3 other games. Poniki are currently leading North 13-0. Johnsonville are currently leading Tawa 7-0. And Wainuiomata leading Wellington 12 points to 3.
Poniki out to an early lead. Important game, that one, this afternoon. Poniki looking to remain unbeaten. North's lost in the first round, Ollie, to Petone. Oh, not to Petone, sorry. North's lost to Huddle Boys Marist, got the wrong Hutt Valley side. 25 points to 10 that day was. But North struck back last week. They've got a lot of work to do at Jerry Collins Stadium in those early stages. Declan Hay with the conversion attempt. 5 out from the eastern touchline. Right on the 22. Brooking charges. The kick goes astray, so the score remains 8 points to 7. 18 minutes gone in the first half. It's been an electrifying start to this game, Ollie. Seen both teams wanting to play some running rugby. Tony doing really well into the wind.
They are, and that's going to be really important when they've got the wind in their backs in the second half. If they can keep this game close, then they're going to have a real advantage going to that second half with the Northerly in their backs.
So Huddy Sports broadcast, many thanks to our sponsor, Mike Pinfold. We've potentially got another sponsor to announce next week, but we'll let you know what that is via our social media channels and our website, huddysports.co.nz. You can watch this game on our website as well. It's up there now. It's been knocked on by Tia, and here's an opportunity. Oh, it's a high tackle on the head of Brooking by Hamlin. And Tornisi takes it forward into the 22. Henry surveying his options. Comes back to Higgins at first receiver. Ball to Green. Solid hit by Halaleo. But we're coming back for the penalty for the high tackle. And there's just a bit of a scuffle happening. Nothing too major. Look at the reserves for both teams today. For Petone, they've got Caleb Sinclair in 16, James Winter in 17, Julius Masso in 18, Taylor Henry, the brother of Logan, in 19, Tom Carter in 20, Mitch Salville making his debut today for Petone, and 22 is Cam Ferreira for Oriental-Rongotai. It's Alex Fido in 16, Pawasa in 17, 18 is Victor Groom, 19 is Luke Taualupe, 20 is Calvin Siossi, 21 is Tene Tautua, and 22 is Tino Lavier. Petone turned down the opportunity for points, rather difficult into that wins, and they go for the tap and go. Here goes Pritchard, and Pritchard met in a strong tackle. Halaleo being a real menace in there. Part of the Scots College rugby program, another advantage being played. Va'a takes it forward. And Petone just keeping it tight. Nothing too extreme so far. Ross takes it forward. 5 away from the line. It's a diving over the top of the ball. Stealing it off, but they're coming back for the advantage. There's an offside here, so options for Petone. Will they tap and go again, Ollie, or will they go for the line out?
Yeah, interesting call midfield. I was probably thinking a scrum, but Riley Higgins had the ball in hand and decided to tap, and quite possibly looks like they're going to again.
They've gone for the option again. Sopawanga previously played for Old Boys University in 72 games. Moved out last year. It's a good drive towards the line. Petone looking, sniffing. Henry surveys his option. Dancing goes in soft. There's Logan Henry. Logan Henry saw the opportunity. And the experience of playing NPC for Manawatu, and also one game for the Hurricanes, and being part of that Hurricanes bubble, sees him dart over. And Petone retake the lead, 12 points to 8.
Yeah, tap and go works twice. Petone able to get a penalty and score from it, and great experience from Logan Henry to score 12 points straight. We're in for an exciting next probably 60 minutes, Brad.
Kangareen to take the conversion, another one directly in front of the posts. We have Samuel Tonisi to hold the ball for him. 22 minutes gone here, and this electrifying first half in this round 3 action of the Swindale Shield. Petone looking to remain unbeaten. Conversion is successful, and so the score now is 14 points to 8. Petone over the Magpies. Hope you're all enjoying your Easter weekend. You should prepare for an overload of chocolates tomorrow. Lots of rugby on this long Easter weekend. And the first time since 2002, the Blues won in Christchurch. They thought something was resurrected at Eden Park after that match. Hay gets proceedings back underway. Pritchard into the 22. He knocks it back. It's a bit of a juggle. Well, this wind in the northerly is rather hard to control, but referee Sargentina has seen a knock on. So Oriental-Rongotai will have a scrum. Metre inside Petone's 22. Petone with a number of players out this weekend. Peter Larkai, Tupu Sopawanga, Josh Salville, either unavailable or picked up injuries from last weekend. Oriental-Rongotai still have got a few returning from injury as well. welcome back Grayson Whitman at fullback today. He's the brother of Keelan Whitman, who plays number 8 for Mara St. Pat's and the Wellington Lions. Hamlin out to Fa'a. Fa'a met in a good tackle by the Petone defence, and yet again it's that man, Jacob Gooch, in there. Pritchard with the tackle, slowing down the Magpies' assault. Here goes Lavia. Straight on the tackle of Green, and he's made good metres there as Siossi Lavia. A good charging run. Ori's forwards starting to build up some power in their pistons. And Lavia again goes into the tackle of Green. They're 6 away from the line. Here's Connor Lemon. The fiery ringer not too far away. They're only 2 metres away now from the line. Hawasa at the back. And they take it forward. Petone having to defend grimly. Good work by Petone. Lavia dives. Lavia's over. Siossi Lavia scores for the Magpies. $13 points to 14 with the conversion to come. So that time, Ollie, it's Oriental-Rongotai using the pick and go as well, like Petone did for their try just about 5 minutes beforehand.
Yeah, they did. So we've got a really good contest, 2 very evenly matched sides, playing very similar rugby as well. So in for an exciting contest, and be interesting to see how the wind plays a factor in this conversion to potentially give Ori's the lead by a point.
Declan Hay with Va'a holding the ball. 13 in from touch on the 22. It curves away. It looked like it was going to go straight through, but it curved away. So Petone maintained their 1 point lead. 14 points to 13. Many thanks to Wayne Smith and Gus McMillan, local legends here at the Petone Club, allowing us to set up this stream here, and Hayden O'Toole as well, earlier in the week, giving us the go-ahead. It's great to bring you local club rugby on Huddy Sports. Like and subscribe our YouTube page. And on Wednesdays, you'll be able to watch the Huddy Hui. Wednesday's episode will be Old Boys University outside back Callum Harkin. Tune in at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. Hay at the back. Box kick again. Only 2 home for Petone. One of them is Godfrey. And he just watches that ball. It could go over the dead ball line. There's an orange player running, but it's gone over the line. So guess what, Ollie? We have to travel back roughly about 75 metres.
Yeah, and at Rongotai earlier today, we had a few of those where the teams had the northerly at their back kicked for touch, and normally that would have gone into touch, but the wind kept blowing it over the dead ball line. So quite a lot of running for me today.
Ollie Mickey. His claim to fame is that he's the fittest referee in the association. Ian Dallas agrees. $14 points to 13. 27 minutes gone. And it'll be a Petone scrum. 7 inside Oriental-Rongotai's half. Eastern side of the Petone Recreational Ground. Some great history here at the Petone Rugby Club. Former All Black captain and NZRU President Andy Leslie here in attendance today. Tana Umaga, Namia Tialada, Jason O'Halloran have played for this club. The famous Nichols brothers that played for the All Blacks in the 1920s were part of Petone. And that's a good break, but they're coming back. There's a knock on, much to the crowd's displeasure. And that was an opportunity again for Petone. Pritchard couldn't believe it. But there's been a knock on. Let's have some score updates from around the grounds.
Yes, so the only change in score was Wainuiomata. They've scored another try to lead Wellington 17-3 at William Jones Park. Johnsonville still in the lead at Lyndhurst, 7-0 over Tawa. And Poneke still have a 13-0 lead at Jerry Collins Stadium over Norths.
The Hawks looking for their second win of the season. They narrowly fell short to Northern United last weekend. They've got a very electrifying backline to the Johnsonville Hawks. We covered their game against Wellington on the first round on Huddy Sports. And if they can keep that lead over Tawa, that will be a well and true upset. The ball comes out again. Henry looks to dart, but referee Sargentina has seen an infringement. And so we'll have another scrum. This came out the tunnel was the call. Good healthy crowd here in the grandstand and around the outsides of the field. Petone have a electronic scoreboard now, very fancy. They've been auctioning off some of their old signs from their old scoreboard over the last 18 months. And the club rooms, they've got a raffle and an auction for the Fijian Drua jersey. That's going to be given to the winner in the club rooms afterwards. Here's here from Webster Nonu. Runs into Blackwell. The crowd, please. But we're coming back. Time off. Webster Nonu. Blackwell had his back to him. And we have time out here as the call appears to be come from the sideline, Ollie, from assistant referee Monique Daly. What's your thoughts on that tackle there?
Yeah, I didn't actually have a good view of it, Brad. So obviously, referee Sargentina and assistant referee Daly will consult and discuss whether that tackle warrants any further sanction. But no, I didn't get a good view of that.
If there is to be a sanction, it'll probably just be a penalty. I don't really see anything too malicious in that. Earnest discussion by the officials. John Bellinger enjoying the sun rays on the far side. As he prepares to brave the cold shade, and the card comes out. So there's going to be a yellow card taking Webster Nonu out. It appears it's going to be Blackburn, and it is. So Petone are down to 10 men. 10 minutes, 14 men. So they're going to have to play this last 10 with only 14 men. Sam Blackburn in his 38th game made his debut against Norths in 2017. And so Oriental-Rongotai, man up advantage. And this was a very similar situation in the first half against Barra St. Pat's. Yellow card was given to the Catholics, and Oris went for this line-out drive, which they're going to do again. 6 out from the try line, southern end of the Petone Recreational Ground, grandstand side. Pawasa froze, but the referee's whistle is gone. He's happy with the gap at the front of the line-out. Nelly Pawasa, part of the Wellington Bees Centurions last year, post-club season. And here goes that driving ball I just mentioned earlier in the broadcast. The ball's in the back. The ball's in the back, and it's a try! Oriental-Rongotai have struck again, and it's Lavere with 2.
Well, we've seen in Super Rugby the power of the rolling maul. If you can set it up right, you're going to most likely score, and Ori's applying that same tactic there. They've taken the lead with 8 minutes to play.
Siossi Lavere, product of St. Pat's Town. 26th game, made his debut in 2020. And he's well known for a powerful bunt. And you can see why at the back he scored 2 tries for number 8 today. Declan Hay with the conversion attempt right on the grandstand touchline. Brooking charges, but the kick drifts away to the right of the post. So the score remains 18 points to 14. Oriental-Rongotai ahead. Petone with 14 men. As we just have time off. As we await Apaneru to get back to halfway. So time's back on. 7 minutes remaining in the first half, and there's that errant kick again. And of course it curved out and it went out on the full. So we're coming back for the scrum. Centre field. Well, Ollie, as well as some other, we'll talk about the scrum law variations. What are some of the other new ones that are in our game this season?
So World Rugby have introduced a number of global law trials. So some of those you will have seen at Super Rugby. They include the 50-22 and the goal line dropout. We've also got some ones around the breakdowns, looking around the latcher. So that's the player that's binding onto the ball carrier into contact, as well as the flying wedge, and making sure that we're cracking down on those. It's been in the law book for a long time, but we're extending the definition, making sure that we can only have one latcher, making sure we're protecting player safety at the breakdown.
Flying wedge. Finally doing something about it. Solid scrum from both sides. Lavier off the back. Offloads it to Whitman. Whitman with the chip over the top of Higgins. Higgins with Webster Nonu chasing after him, but he watches that guide over the touchline. And so Petone with a line out. Meter inside their 22. Grandstand touchline side. Webster Nonu, very dangerous player. Part of the Wellington Centurions last year. His 25th game. 11 tries in the Magpie colours. Sopawaga feeds the ball, picked up by Pritchard. Pleased for a knock on, but referee Sargentina was happy. Henry to Pritchard, and they look to just get a bit of a pattern of ascendancy here before they can clear the ball away. Gooch, ball's over the top, and Sione Halaleo almost got the turnover there. And there's a penalty. Tackling the player without the ball is the call. And so Petone with the penalty. 4 minutes to go in this first half. Let's just have a look at some of the scores from around the grounds, Ollie.
So no changes. Punake still lead North 13-0. Johnsonville still lead Tawa 7-0. And Wainuiomata lead Wellington 17-3.
Our other games are Parramatta, Plympton and Huddle Boys Barras out at Ngāti Toa Domain. And Upper Hutt versus Marist St. Pat's out at Maidstone Park. No scores from those games yet. Petone looking to finish this first half off strong. They're trailing by 4 on the scoreboard. Godfrey tries to shunt off, and he's just been driven back in a solid tackle. That Ross is there to tidy up the spilt ball. Henry back to Sopawaga. Petone being pushed back towards their 22. As I look to drive forward, that's excellent work there by Alapati. Gaining vital metres. Here goes Higgins like a charging torpedo. He offloads it to Henry, but Henry couldn't get it. Please from the Ories management to speed the ball and tidy it up and get it out there. Here goes Webster Nonu. He's got Gooch and Higgins in support. He tries to kick it through. But can't green. Oh, it's been charged down. But it's got into touch, so Petone will still have the ball. A line out. 10 out from their try line. The Magpies here, Ollie, really do need to probably get another try, particularly with the wind that is behind them, because they're going to have to be playing into it in the second half.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough for them with the wind, going into the wind. You've seen Petone, most of the players being down in Petone's half, managed to get up and score 2 tries, but this is a key line out.
Petone successful with the line out. Ball comes back to Higgins. Met in a solid tackle by Lavier, and it's been knocked on. So Siossi Lavier having an outstanding first half as we just have a bit of push and shove. And Pateli Pawasa absolutely ecstatic, as now they've got an attacking scrum. Less than 2 to go in the half. And they're 6 away from Petone's try line. On Thursday night, we had Avalon play Old Boys University, and Avalon actually for one stage there in the second half were only trailing 17 points to 13. They put up a real good fight. We covered that game on our broadcast, but they just fell short in the end of Old Boys University running away 39 points to 13. Tame Plumtree, who's part of the Blues squad, played for the Billy Goats and put in a fine performance in the 6th jersey. Of course, later today, the Hurricanes are down in Dunedin at the Glass House playing the Highlanders, before they all head over to Melbourne for the Super Round. And the Hurricanes will be playing the Reds. And the following weekend, they have to go to the cold embrace of Canberra and play the Brumbies. Traditionally not a great place to play for the Hurricanes. Didn't go well there last year either. Declan Hay. Lavier at the back. The scrum's gone down, but play continues. Lavier runs it off. 5 away from the line. Hamlin out to Fowler. Fends off Brooking. He'll go all the way. Ruben Va'a scores for Oriental-Rongotai. And Oriental-Rongotai will go into the lead at half-time.
Yeah, key try at the end of the first half. Warriors, as they look to play into the strong northerly at the Petone Rec in the second half. That may guarantee at least a 9-point lead.
$23 points to 14. Got the conversion to come. And Ori's using that extra man advantage well. Just what the doctor ordered before they go into the second half to build a 9-point buffer, potentially 11 if this kick goes over. It'll be Declan Hay again. 76 game today for the Magpies. He's also played for Mara St. Pat's and Johnsonville. And it's an 11-point buffer now for the Magpies. And that is half-time here at the Petone Recreational Ground. 14 points to 25. Oriental-Rongotai ahead of Petone. And it'll be Petone with the win behind them in the second half. We're just going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back soon. Welcome back to the Petone Recreational Ground as half-time is coming to an end. 25 points to 14. Oriental-Rongotai ahead of Petone. Many thanks to our sponsor on Huddy Sports, Mike Pinfold, Humming and Drain Laying. If you need any work done on your pipes, give Mike a call. It's a great sponsor. Second half, moments away from starting. Oriental-Rongotai scoring a try right at the end of the first half. And Petone should be back to a full quota of players now for the second half. That's a mighty boot from Kian Green, courtesy of that wind. It's almost like we're playing in the High Veld in South Africa. And that's a mighty kick from Kian Green. And so it'll be a line out. 50-22, Ollie.
Yes, and potentially as well, the Ori's player put it into touch, but a mighty kick from Logan Green. That looked very planned from the kickoff. And so Petone, with the wind at their back, will have a great opportunity to score 20 metres from Ori's line.
And it's been knocked on by Petone. And so it'll be an Oriental-Rongotai scrum inside their own 22. 5 away from the eastern touchline. Just looking to see if there's any other changes at half-time for both sides. It appears that we still got the same number of players on. Sam Blackburn is actually still on the sin bin. He's warming up in the northern end in goal. So, I presume we would only have a minute or two left. Hay feeds the scrum. The ball comes out to Va'a. And excellent work, Higgins there to tidy it up. Good solid defence. Higgins been a real menace on defence so far this afternoon. And here's a penalty for Petone. Oriental-Rongotai go off their feet. They go for the quick tap, but it's in front of the mark, so it's coming back to referee Sargentina. Call for points from high up in the grandstand. The wind behind them. And that's going to be the call, Ollie. A wise decision.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got the wind, only 2 minutes into the first half, so they'll be looking to start building back on that 11-point deficit they have at the moment. Good start for Petone in the second half with the wind at their back.
Kian Green with the ball. So Cameron Chalmers has come close to the commentary box. There's room. Some very upset Cantabrian fans in the crowd. As Kian Green lines up this conversion attempt. Green strikes, and that is straight as you like it. And that is a fantastic kick. .25 points to 17. And we've got some score updates from around the grounds. Ollie, let's have a look at some of these.
Yes, we finally have a score update from the Aotearoa Domain, and it's not good news for the 5th place Parramatta Plympton. They're down 21-7 to Hutt Old Boys Marist. Johnsonville lead Tawa 17 points to 7 at half time. Wainui still up 17-3 over Wellington, and Poneke have added a penalty goal to lead North 16-0.
Some interesting scores around the grounds, and it's an interesting match here as well. Petone with the win behind them. Green with the high, Gary Owen. And it's been well taken by Tuilepa. And they take it forward to the tackle of Higgins. Petone back to the full 15 now. Release has been called. Ball comes to ground, and Oriental-Rongotai still with the ball. Hamlin searches, cuts open the gap. Henry's there to slow him down. Norrie's 10 away from Petone's 22. Here's the 2-try scorer, Lavere. Over the top of the ball, but losing their footing. And here goes Halaleo. And he's wrapped up very quickly by Brooking. Dad Pritchard. And Norrie's are really winding up the Pistons now. Advantage being played. Poasa. 2 away from the line. Sampson Alumawana driven back. Lavere again tries to go for a third. Here's Halaleo. Halaleo's already got a try to his name. But we're coming back for the penalty. And Poasa wanted to play the quick game, but he was in front of the mark. And so we have time off now, as Upaniru and Gooch have been called over by Sargentina. Probably just a general warning about inside what they call the red zone, Ollie.
Yeah, absolutely. Making sure that Petone aren't infringing repeatedly, disrupting Ori's chance to score.
And Ori's, they're going to go for that famous line-out drive again. That's a big weapon for them. They've already got a try from it this afternoon. Can they get another one? Poasa feeds, and Oriental-Rongotai feed the drive. Petone trying to hold them out. They're doing good so far, but Oriental-Rongotai marching forward. The rolling wall, real powerful weapon. Ori's getting in close. As they go, they're driving close, they're reaching over. Petone's still holding in there. They blow down. Sargentina reaches in like a forensic scientist, and it's a try. And it's Siosi Lavere. He's got a hat trick. 3 tries for Lavere. 30 points to 17 with the conversion to come.
Yeah, great work by Ori's to score against the wind. That line-out drive's been really successful for them, as it looks like Cam Ferreira is coming on, possibly replacing Logan Green. He is. So change at halfback for the Villagers, as Ori's look to extend this lead into the wind as well.
Cam Ferreira onto the field in his 36th game. His father, Jamie, coached the top team for the last 3 years. Not this year, he's having a timeout. Ryan Piper takes over the coaching duties for Petone. Hay strikes into the wind. It was on target, but the wind just pushed it away just before it went through the post. So the score remains 30 points to 17. And Siosi Lavere with 3 tries. If it was a Super Rugby game, it'd be 3 tries, 3 fries. Green kicks into the 22. And Ori's just let that one go in. It's just too difficult to get the ball off this wind. A real judge of how powerful the wind is on that scoreboard with the Petone flag. It is just incredibly powerful. Hawassa feeds, well taken by Halaleo. But the throw is not straight. Not straight is the call. So Petone will have the scrum. 15 in from touch. 13 away from the southern end try line. As well as Jack Ross having his 100th game today, Hemi Fermanis, who is the Jim Brown player of the final last year in the Jubilee Cup, he's playing his 100th for Tawa today. Tawa trailing Johnsonville Hawks at the moment. Ferreira feeds. The back to the scrum. Here goes Green. Higgins in support. Higgins offloads it to Malolo. And they're 5 away from the try line, centre field. Ferreira to Pritchard. And they wrap around Pritchard quickly. Ferreira out to Sopawanga. And Pateli Pawasa brings him down quickly. Battle stations for the Magpies. Here goes the Centurion, Jack Ross. And Ori's defence is holding up so far. They decide to send it out wide. Green. Out to Higgins. Higgins pushes it over to Malolo, who goes over and scores for Petone. And Petone strike back to narrow the score. Excellent work there by Petone, stretching the defence of the Magpies, and they've reduced the margin to 8.
Yeah, much needed for Petone. They've got the wind at their back, so they need to use that over the next half hour if they want to close this. Still remaining deficit. Obviously some great work at the other end by Ori's, but some great shifting of the ball there in midfield, and Petone scoring out wide. We'll be interested to see if they can get this conversion over. That will reduce it to 1 score for the Villagers.
Khan Green, with Ferreira holding the ball down. 5 in from touch, 5 outside the 22. Eastern touchline. James Winter is coming onto the field in jersey 17 for Petone. In his third game, made his debut against the Billy Goats in the first round. Conversion is unsuccessful, so the score remains 30 points to 22. Let's have a look at some of the other scores around the grounds.
So North have scored against Poniki. They still lead 16 points to 7. Johnsonville lead Jubilee Cup winners Tawa 17 points to 7. Wainui still hold a 17-3 lead over Wellington. And Parramatta Plymouth have scored. They've closed the gap to 21-12. Huddle Boys Marist lead at Ngāti Toa.
And no score update on Tribe for Upper Hutt and Marist St. Pat's. Siosi Lavier and Fetu Henry and Declan Hay have come to the sideline. Excellent day out for Lavier. 3 tries to his name. A fine performance. Alex Fido is on the field in jersey 16. That's a high kick by Petone. It bounces wildly. And Ferreira's there to get the ball in amongst the juggle. Pritchard wrapped up and smashed. And that time Petone guilty of going off their feet. Sopawanga sailing off. And so another attacking penalty for the Magpies. Jersey 19, Luke Taualupe is on the field as well for the Magpies. $30 points to 22. 52 and a half minutes gone here at Petone Rec. And that's all important third round clash between Petone and Oriental-Rongotai. And good work by Petone. That time there by James Winter, pilfering the ball at the line out. Ferreira of the box kick. And it's going to roll into touch. 5 away from Oriental-Rongotai's try line. There was a hard on your mouth moment. It might have gone too far over the dead ball line, but it slowed down enough, and so it's going to be a line out. 6 out from the try line, eastern touch line. Excellent touch finder there, using the wind.
Yeah, brilliant. And with the new law variations, Petone, it was a 50-22, so Petone get the throw in, and this is an attacking line out 6 metres out from the Ori's line.
50-22 and Sopawanga to feed. Goes to Winter at the back, and he passes it off to Apanero. Sopawanga charging forward. Petone looking to strike again. Trying to bring in the Magpie defenders close to stretch them out wide. Here goes Winter, making an immediate impact since coming onto the field. There's an penalty advantage coming. Khan Green turns around like he's on a Ferris wheel. Higgins out to Godfrey. And Harry Godfrey has been held up on the tackle. And we're going to come back for the penalty. Directly in front of the posts. Options here for Petone. Take the shot. Or do they put a scrum down?
A few players pointing at the points, and they are going to take the shot. 5 metres out, you think they might take the scrum, but they've taken what should be an easy 3 points, and they'll make the scores within a try.
They'll narrow the scoreline to within the try, as Ollie Mickey has said. And Khan Green will step up with the tee as he summons Pritchard to come and hold the ball on the tee in these gusty conditions. Green kicks, and it is successful. So the margin narrows, 30 points to 25. 25 minutes remaining in this match. Grayson Whitman gets proceedings back underway, kicks it towards Green. And Green kicks it out, passes it off to his support player. And Ferreira, surveying his options, decides to go for the box kick again. The high up and under. Higgins is there, it bounces wildly. Higgins is chasing, he knocks it back. Blackburn tries to pick it up, and he's just short, and he's been rolled into touch. So, dramatic scenes happening at the Petone Rec. The bounce of the ball being quite tedious. Jersey 20 comes onto the field. Tom Carter. He comes onto the field. And he replaces Sam Blackburn. Tom Carter in his 22nd game, product of Hutt Valley High School. In 2018, he was playing for the mighty Eastbourne Seagulls in the under-85s. He had a year off last year and he's back playing for Petone as Tom Carter. Tories go for the clearance kick, but don't really make much distance. And it's going to be a Petone line out. 10 out from the try line. And it's going to be a change as the line out is immediately stopped. Jersey 16, Caleb Sinclair is on the field and he replaces Zek Sopawanga. Good afternoon for Zek Sopawanga in the Hookers jersey. And Caleb Sinclair comes on for his 11th game for Petone, and the first throw, not the best start, and the Magpies have the ball. 4 out from their try line. They go for the box kick, and it will be a line out just inside the 22 for Petone. 25 points to 30. And it appears the scores are tightening up at Jerry Collins, Ollie.
They are. North have scored again to come within 2 points of Poinaki. Kilburnie Park, they're still leading 16 points to 14. as well as Johnsonville and Tara. Johnsonville still in the lead, but Tara have scored again. Johnsonville lead 17-12.
Knock on at the line out there by Petone. So line outs, last two haven't been successful, but Ori's still stuck inside their 22. Surveying their options, they go for the box kick again, but it's really hasn't found much ground at all. If we're literally starting back from where we were before, a metre inside the 22. As we have time off again. Another substitution. Tunai Tautoa coming onto the field. And that's the afternoon over for Tuilepa. Another knock on, Ollie, at this time at the line out again for Petone. 3 errors, 3 line outs in a row. It's not going too good at the moment, but they've still got Ori's in their 22.
Yeah, and that's with the wind at their back. They've got the same sort of similar position they'd always had in that first half, playing in the opposition 22. And we'll have a scrum now and probably bets on that they'll kick it out and Petone will get another line out within the 22.
Ori's scrum. We get to see Alex Fito in Ori's colours this afternoon. His first scrum of the day. It's a solid platform, and they get the ball out quickly. And they're still stuck in their 22. Pawasa being driven back by Ferreira. And options been surveyed. Halalea goes to the back line. And it's a good darting run by Whitman, that acting halfback. And he tries to get round Green. And he's been brought down. Ball's come loose. Green kicks it through. Ferreira's chasing. And that rumbles into the touch. And so it's going to be a line out for the Magpies. No, it's been quickly thrown, but it's been errant by that wind, taken back into the in goal. And Petone players swarm around him like a carcass. He might have stepped on the line, does he? No, he's then managed to avoid it just. He's kicked it wild, and that wind just sent it into the dead ball line. Outrageous. Mother Nature is causing real havoc here this afternoon. And that time there, Ruben Va'a tried to kick it out. Well, he did kick it out, but he kicked it out behind him. As we have time off, as Connor Lemon's afternoon has come to an end in his 83rd game. Another fine performance by Connor Lemon. Another product of St. Pat's Town. Not a bad score, that one, isn't it, Ollie? Scrum for Petone. Ori's put the shunt on. It's off the back by Tonisi. And they've still got the ball. It's battle stations for the Magpies. This wind can be cruel. They just got to hold their patience. Petone, drive it forward. Ori's trying to get over the ball. Comes out to Ross. Ross drives forward. 90 metres away from the line. Ferreira. He's got Alapati Soki in support. Still a metre short. Ori's hanging on grimly. Ferreira out to Apaneru, the New Zealand schoolboys representative. He's been held up and be driven back. And this is still here. Ferreira darts. It comes through to Malolo. Here goes Cargreen. Cargreen, very short, just narrowly short. It's battle stations. They reach over. That's a try. And it is Bradley Pritchard that scores for Petone. Bradley Pritchard in his 6th game scores his first try in Petone colours. And the scores are locked up. 30 all.
Territory pressure finally pays off Petone. They get over the line, and the score's all locked up at 30 all. And with 17 minutes to play, we're going right to the wire here.
Down to the wire, Khan Green taking a while to get off the turf. He was instrumental in driving those Magpies forwards in and stretching them out. And it'll be Harry Godfrey, the product of Whanganui Collegiate, to take the conversion. He strikes the ball. It bounces off the post, the uprights, it goes in. And so Petone, for the first time in this half, are ahead. 32 points to 30. Game on here at the Petone Recreational Ground with 16 minutes to go. Jersey 17, Powasa is on the field for Oriental-Rongotai. So all the Powasa boys on the field. What a great family they are, the Powasas. Higgins. Ori's pleading for the turnover. It's a turning run by Godfrey! He needs players to support him. He tries to skip round one. He's been dragged down and bundled into touch. It's an advantage for a high tackle. And it's a time off. This is going to be a yellow card. It's going to be a yellow card. Sargentina reaches into his sock. They're just reaching out and making sure that get the players separated. So Argentina and Daly consult again just to make sure they get the right number. Ian Dallas listening attentively to the discussion. $32 points to 30. This a big decision. It's a very serious discussion. Please for a penalty try from the crowd. We've seen many things happen in rugby before. Huh? It's going to be a red card. End up using his foot, kicking it, so it's going to be a red card. The worst possible outcome. And it's going to be Tino Levere, who's only just come onto the field, the brother of Siosi. Here it is. It's a red card. And so Oriental-Rongotai are going to be a man down for the rest of the game. And a red card, Ollie. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we had the high tackle, and then he's used his foot as well as a kick at Cam Ferreira. So clear red card decision, and it's going to be very tough for Ori's now. We've got 13 minutes to play, and Petone have got the wind at the back, and a penalty kick, and going for touch here. Very tough 13 minutes ahead for Ori's.
The high tackle, and he kicked it away. That's a red card infringement. What a moment in this game. It's been an electrifying affair, and it's got more drama to it. It's almost as dramatic as an episode of Days of Our Lives. $32 points to 30. 13 minutes remaining. Sinclair to throw the ball into the line on the 5x5. The eastern end. Khan Green's afternoon is over. And Taylor Henry is on the field in jersey 19. Godfrey to the fly half position. Ross can't control the ball and it's been knocked on, so Ori survive. They trail by 2. They set up the go. 7 outside their line are the Magpies. If they can survive this, they get a penalty for a high tackle, and they decide to speed it up. This is the only way that Oris can catch Petone off guard. Oriental-Rongotai looking to get it outside their 22. They haven't seen much of the Petone end for a long time in this half. And they've been driven back inside their 22. Petone defence holding them out. 6s and 7s. They've been dropped down. Hamlin now at halfback. Surveys the options. You can feel the drama here this afternoon at the Rec. They go out to the back line and Amua. Suffer Alex Fido. Wrapped up there, got the wrong hurricane. And they've gone the tap and go again. Here goes Hamlin. Offloads it. It's a loose ball, but it's been juggled by Ethan Webster Nonu. It's slow going in these metres gains for the Magpies, but they're holding Petone off. They trail by 2. Hamlin out to Whitman, who's now at fly half. Here goes Fido, looking to be a real menace. And he's brushed off a few tackles, and they've got numbers to burn here. Here go the Magpies, and it's going to be Totoa who's going to be driving into the 22. Carter over the ball, he's off his feet, but it's going to be a penalty to Petone. The side entry. But Petone, Ollie, lucky not to be penalised there.
Very lucky. It almost looked like the Petone player knocked the ball on as he went for the ball, which he had all rights to do. As assistant referee Ballingall consults referee Sargentina.
Well, it appears I think this might be a reversal of the penalty. It is. It's a knock-on. It was knocked on by Carter before the penalty. And so Petone will have to defend a scrum inside their 22 for the first time in about 15 minutes. Let's have a look at some of the other scores around the grounds.
So Tawa have taken the lead at Lyndhurst Park. They lead Johnsonville 19 points to 17. No change to the other scores. So Pornicky lead North 16-14. Wanuiamata lead Wellington 29-3. And Huddle Boys Marius lead Parramatta Plimpton 26-12. Still no score from Maidstone Park.
Power must be off at Maidstone Park as Oris look to snipe. And they want to strike back. If they get a try here, could be a game changer. Pawasa met in the tackle. The reinforcements adding legs. They're down a player, remember, Oriental-Rongotai. Here's Halaleo. And Halaleo wrapped up quickly. Hamlin. High pass out to the Oris player. And that's a penalty. This time Petone get a penalty. And it's not clearing out as the penalty signal. And so Oris get pushed back on defence. $32 points to 30. 8 minutes to go. What a thriller we've had here at the Rec this afternoon. The ball, it's gone too far! Oh no! Disaster! The kick had too much on it from Godfrey. And it's gone over the dead ball line at the southern end, and now it's going to be a scrum to Oriental-Rongotai again. Inside Petone's 22. Just too much power on it, Ollie.
Yeah, and that's the wind behind it as well. Seen a few kicks today that have gone further than they would on any other weekend in Wellington Club Rugby, so that wind is really playing its part, particularly on these north-south facing grounds. So Oris have a golden opportunity to take the lead, a man down with 8 minutes to play.
You can't write a script for this one. This is just outstanding. and unreal wind conditions this afternoon. Hamlin to feed the scrum. Oriental-Rongotai have used nearly all their 9 lives this afternoon, and if they can score a try here, it'll be an amazing comeback. Petone looking to hold them out. They're driving up, they're holding them up, but they've got to release now. 8 away from the line. Here's Halaleo's already got a try to his name. He's a hard man to break down. And they dragged them forward. They're a metre away from the line. Battle stations. Can the Magpies score? Just to retake the lead. Fido drives over. Sargentina reaches in. It's been held up. And we're coming back for a penalty. Offside is the call against Petone. It's a tap and go by Powasa. Powasa drives forward. Petone hanging on grimly. This to take the lead. Fido again. It's tight. It's now breaking. But Ori's down a man, are sifting a try, and they're not far away. Can Petone hold them out? Hamlin out to Whitman. Whitman wrapped up by Henry, and he drives forward. Petone faithful on the edge of their seats. And it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a yellow card. It's going to be a yellow card. And the player is the captain, Jacob Gooch, who's been yellow carded. The repeated infringements in the red zone. So both teams will finish this game with 14 men. For the sake of Oris, they still have 8 in their scrum. Petone will have 7. 4.5 minutes to go in this match. They tap again. Powasa with the drive. Petone push him back. Here goes Fido again. Fido lunges over. He's just been held up again. Petone defense holding us a try. They have scored. Oriental-Rongotai. And it's that man again, Halaleo, who has scored his second try of the match. 35 points to 30.
Wow, what a moment in this game. We'll have probably about 3.5 minutes by the time this conversion is taken. Petone with the kickoff and with the win behind them, and they will need to score a try, most likely. So we'll see. We've got 3.5 minutes left on the scoreboard clock, but we're left at the whims of referee Sargentina to see how long we've got in this match. Petone will want to get down towards Ori's try line very quickly.
Conversion attempt by Grayson Whitman. Played 19 games for Marist St. Pat's between 2018 and 2019. 6 minutes of referees' watches remaining, potentially. It's curved away, so it's only a 3-point lead. And Petone will have the restart. Less than 3 minutes to go on the scoreboard clock. Petone to kick into the 22. Oriental-Rongotai to hang on. The Ori's coach is getting animated, nervous as anything. It's a high ball, it's been knocked on! Oh no! And they kick it through. But not to be. And so it's a knock on by Oriental-Rongotai. Oh, this just doesn't let up, Ollie. This game has got everything happening on it at the moment. I think we picked the best game to cover this weekend. Speaking of which, let's have a quick update from scores as we approach nearly full time.
Yes, so the only change, Huddle Boys Marist now lead Parramatta Plymouton 26-17, so Parramatta have scored another try. All the other scores remain the same.
Line out successful for Petone. And they keep it tight in the forwards. The ball pops out Ferreira. Out to Godfrey. Riley Higgins. They swarm around him quickly. He offloads it to Brooking. It's going to be a try. It's going to be Lister Maholo. And it's scored for Petone. Petone have scored. And they take back the lead. And that's some absolute magic from Godfrey and Higgins to make the score 37 points to 35 with the conversion to come. Unbelievable. There's a minute left on the scoreboard clock. But it always comes down to what the referee's time is. This Petone team are a young side, and they've just got some magic and talent in their roster. And we're seeing it out here this afternoon. And it'll be Harry Godfrey with the conversion attempt. Nervous tensions. Two-point lead. The conversion drifts in front of the posts, and so the score remains 37 points to 35. There's still time to play, Ollie.
Yeah, we believe that's just gone 8 minutes on the scoreboard, and we believe that we might be in last play. So it's all or nothing here for Auries.
All or nothing, and the ball goes to Higgins. And he jumps and catches and latches it tight. The ball comes back to Godfrey, who kicks it into touch. And it is full time. Petone have survived. They fought back in the second half. 25 points to 14 at half time it was to the Magpies. And they fought back, and then Auries scored a try to make it 35 points to 30. They missed the conversion, and then Petone struck back for a Lester Maholo try, set up by Higgins and Godfrey. And Petone remain unbeaten after 3 rounds, 37 points to 35. A comment from Ollie Mickey.
What an outstanding game. We knew going into this week that this would be the game of the round, but what a game it proved to be. Two very evenly matched sides, teams that you'd expect to go all the way in the Jubilee Cup. Who knows, they could be contesting the Jubilee Cup final here in a few months' time. And what a game, and these will be certainly two teams to keep an eye on throughout the rest of the Swindale Shield.
Many thanks to Ollie Mickey for his referee knowledge and wit. It's been an absolute thriller here at Petone Rec, and it hasn't disappointed. It had all the drama and all the action. And Petone have survived and are your victors this afternoon, 37 points to 35. Many thanks to our cameraman, Tamati Richards, and the Petone Rugby Club for allowing us to stream here today. I'm Brad Hudson. Ciao for now.